What's going on, guys? It's me, Fan 2016 here, and today we have another model plane review for you guys. Today's model review is going to be very special as we have the NG Models 1/400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the Fantasy Pink One livery. This model is very special to me for many reasons, and I can't wait to do this model review for you guys. I did an unboxing on that probably somewhere around, I think it was somewhere around late August to like September is what I'm guessing. So I'm beyond excited. Once again, this is just a very special fantasy livery that I'm going to be talking about later in this video. So why not we get started with the review? So without being said, let's get started with the box review as per usual. Alright, so here's the box of the MAX 8 Pink One livery from Southwest. So as you can see, it looks very nice, I will say. So you got the Boeing 737 MAX 8 tiles right there, you got the CGI image of the aircraft, you got the Southwest heart right there, and then you got the various colors right there. You can see the pink right there. Pink One tiles, NG Models logo, 1/400 scale collectible metal, sidecast metal. You got the Southwest tiles and the Boeing licensed product, and the aircraft registration, which is November 8888 Quebec. Quite a very interesting registration. I'm not sure if that's gonna, if that registration is gonna exist in real life, but we'll just have to wait and see. But we have this made-up registration, and yes, this registration does not exist in real life at all. So as you can see, let's look at the box art. So I have a feeling this is like a second half to like the Desert Retro livery, the MAX 8 Desert Retro they have. So you can see like that goldish color, and then it separates between a pink and an orange right there. So really quite, it's very interesting on how NG designed this box, I will say. Here's the side right here. So you got a pink right there, you got the aircraft right there, Southwest tiles right there, and another side as well, and some more of the sides right there on the design. And here's the back side of the box. You got the NG logo on the top left corner, and then you got your social media pages right there, and then you got your warning hazards right there, and the item number of this model is 88015. So very nice box art, I will say. It looks very nice, and yeah, it's a very nice box art from NG Models. One of NG's nice box arts. I'm not saying this is like very perfect, but it's nice for what it is. So that's the NG box design for Pink One. Now let's look into the model. And here's the model itself, looking absolutely beautiful. And yeah, NG 737 MAX 8 mold looks very awesome. So let's get into the review. So we're gonna start with the port side of the aircraft. So here we go. So you got the cockpit windows right there. Then you got the nose shape of the aircraft, very well accurate to like its real life counterparts. You got your L1 boarding door right there. You got the Southwest heart tiles right there. You got your nose landing gear and nose landing gear door can take a part of the registration, and the E-tops tiles right there. You got your bottom antenna, and then here are your windows. Of course, Southwest Airlines is an all economy product. You got your pitot tubes right there, and here are your static ports as well. They're very well printed on this model, which is very nice. You got your top antenna right there, and your Wi-Fi dome, which is also painted pink. And then you got your back antenna right there. Here's your wing emergency exit right there, looking very nice. And here's the Leap 1B engine with the Southwest.com tiles right there, also very well printed. And then you got the Chevron 2 designs right there, and the engine exhaust right there. You got your engine pylon right there, and as you can see, very well accurate and very nice and well proportional in size. And here's the main landing gear right there. And then moving on to the AT winglet. So here is the AT winglet of the aircraft. As you can see, I also like on how they also added like a pink in there. They added like a small area of the pink right there, which is very nice attention to detail. And moving on to the wing details as well. You got your emergency exits right there. So here are your emergency exits. You got your flapjack fairings and your cold soaked fuel frost area. Here's another look at the engine pylons right there. You got your slats and flaps right there, ailerons right there, looking very nice as well. I think I said looking very nice a couple of times. So I'm trying to like think of a word other than looking very nice. Well, it's well designed. It's well designed. I think that's a better way to say it. So it's well designed for the wings right there. And then moving on to the back, you also got your back windows right there. You got your L2 door, and then you got the E-tops logo and part of the registration. And from what I think that might be the ship number, I'm guessing. You got your US flag on the dorsal fin as well. And then you got the aircraft registration, November 8888 Quebec right there. Moving on to the empennage area of the aircraft, you got your 737 MAX AP right there. And your horizontal stabilizers. You also got the, well, you can see part of like the trim like your trim markers right there, which you got your elevators on the horizontal stabilizers as well, and the Southwest Airlines hardtail design, looking very different since there's like a pink right there. And before I move on to the front, I do want to take a look at that pink from the CGI image. So let me just like put the CGI image. You can see that okay, so this is kind of like what I'm representing. So here's the CGI image of the aircraft right there. So as you can see, it's much of a darker pink, which not sure why it's looked like that, but that's how it's designed. But the actual model has a better representation. So as you can see, it's kind of like a hot pink color, which I'll say it looks very nice. Oh, I think I said that. It's very nice in reference to the design. I think that's a better way to say it. So really nice job from NG right there. Moving on to the front section of the plane. Let me zoom it in closer. So here's the front section of the plane. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see the fan blade details of the LEAP 1B engines, but they're right there, which is very nice. And then moving on to the starboard section of the aircraft. Of course, you got your R doors. Very well representative in reference to the design. And then you got your forward cargo bin right there. And then you also got your aft cargo bin right there. Moving on to a top beauty aircraft, so let me position her. So here's a top beauty aircraft. Nice detailing, so very nice to see that from engine models. Looking very fantastic. Moving on to the bottom section of the plane. Of course, no stand hole, which is kind of like typical for NG 737 molds. You got your Southwest heart logo right there, which I'm surprised they added like there's still a piece of blue on the heart. So very well, it's well designed, and yeah, it's well accurate in reference to the design. I think that's what I was supposed to say. But other than that, the bottom section looks good. Moving on to the front section, let me just position her. I'm not sure if I can try positioning her. Here, let me just set her like this. So here's the front section of the plane, also looking very good as well. And then moving on to the back, also looking very good. So yeah, this is it for like this model review. It's a very special model review. Of course, this special livery in particular really has some very well meanings to me and for this channel as well. So Pink One is very nice, and I can't really describe just how a model plane like this is made 1/400 scale. I will go into further details on how this model came into existence, and I think I have so much to like explain in this next clip. So instead of looking up the actual registration and learning about the history, well, talking about the history of this particular plane, I'm just gonna tell you guys on how this livery came into existence. So with that being said, let's get into that video right now. Okay, so this part of the video is gonna be different, but since this registration does not exist in real life, I'm gonna tell you guys how Pink One came into existence. So to put it into perspective, Pink One was actually a special livery I actually ended up creating. So back in April Fools of 2023, about a year ago, I created this special livery on Photoshop. So what I did is I ended up taking one of my photos of a Southwest, well, taking technically after I did some editings on one Southwest 737 MAX 8 photo, I took that photo, edited it on Photoshop, and then basically made the entire plane pink. So rather than just the iconic Southwest blue they have, I just like ended up swapping the blue to a pink, and swap it to a blue, name the plane Pink One, and call it a day. And then I think it was the night of April Fools of 2023 is when I created this, and then I ended up posting that on Instagram the following morning. It was on that same day, April Fools of 2023, and yeah, it really gained a lot of attention. Oh, if you haven't seen that photo, well, here it is. So this is my photo of Pink One, so you can really tell where I'm going here, right here. But other than that, so I ended up posting that on Instagram. It gained over 100 likes in just one day, basically like in just a couple of hours. So it really gained a lot of attention from all these aviation enthusiasts and within the aviation community. So yeah, it's like, oh wow, this is a very cool. Oh my god, does that really actually like exist? That's what I've been seeing these comments from. So yeah, after that, all the likes and comments, edgy models suddenly stumble upon this livery design that I created, and they asked me if they wanted to make the fantasy, they asked me if they want me to make a fantasy livery out of this. Technically, yes, they did ask me if they want to make a fantasy livery, and lo and behold, without any questions or any other additional notes, I just said yes. I said yes. They saw it and were like, okay. So it kind of took a couple of months before they can release it. And then in NG's August 2023 releases, they finally released it. And I was like, oh my god, is this for real? I can't believe this happened. So without a doubt, after I did my NG Models August 2023 release video, I pre-ordered that model right away. Wow. I don't even have words about this. I now have a model in 1/400 scale of the fantasy livery I created. That's just absolutely awesome. This model was actually quite questionable to some collectors. They were like, I think some collectors were like, wow, this is awesome, I would definitely get this model. And some other collectors were like, why is there a Southwest, why is there a Southwest Pink livery? And why does this exist? Why is this fantasy livery? What is the Southwest Pink One doing here? I don't want that fantasy livery of mine. And to be honest with you, I can handle anyone's opinion on that, but there were some collectors who actually want to get it just for the heck of it. But yeah, other than that, it's still a good fantasy livery whether you like it or not, and it's still available on NG's website. I actually checked on NG's Exchange Mall, and this was actually in the Exchange Mall. So if you want to get that model, I think it's still going on as of now. So if you want that model, then you can spend 100 points and get a free model of my Pink One right here. So yeah, that's basically it on how Pink One came to existence. It all started off as a Photoshop I ended up creating, then it became a model in 1/400 scale, and here it is, just sitting in front of the camera. What a beautiful fantasy livery I have ever created, and I'm very fortunate to have this model in my collection, a very special model for my 1/400 model plane collection. So yeah, that's basically it for this model review. So I know I kind of got into a long speaking, it took a very long for me to talk about this model, but I just want to point every single detail on how this model came into existence. But other than that, it's a very nice model from NG, and it's a very nice fantasy livery overall, whether you like this livery or not. So let's get into the conclusion video. So without being said, let's get into the next clip for the conclusion. So whether you like this model or not, I still think NG Models did an excellent job on this fantasy livery right here. And overall, I'm just very impressed on the amount of detail this model has to provide. Once again, a fantasy livery that started off as a Photoshop, it's now a model in 1/400 scale by none other than NG Models, and I just don't even have words about this. This is just so cool to have this in my collection. Once again, it's a fantasy livery, I created back in 2023. Few months later, this was released as a 1/400 scale model, and it's here. It's here in my collection. No words to describe this. This is absolutely awesome. And once again, it's just a controversial model to some people. I know, I understand that, but I can handle anyone's opinion on this model, but earn that. It's still a great model in 1/400 scale, and it's like a funky little fantasy livery that NG has ever created. He also created a BOAC 747-8 and a Cassie Pacific 777-300ER retro livery. Not sure if they also made the Love Live 787-8 Dreamliner back in November 2023. That was another interesting release, I will say, an interesting model, but yeah, it's still nice to have this model regardless, even though it's a hot pink model. But Citrus Aviation, I kind of went a little bit, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, before that, this model is still good. Citrus Aviation called this Barbie one. Thank goodness I did not name that plane, otherwise I would get so much hate from everybody. But Pink One is a much more better title, excuse me. And yeah, it's a very nice model in 1/4 scale, and I'm really glad to have it in my collection. I think I'll feature a couple. I think there will be times that I'm gonna feature this model in some of my airport updates. It's just for the heck of it. But other than that, really glad to have her in my collection once again. Whew, kind of like took a while for me to like talk, haven't breathed yet, but hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you want to see more of my model plane content, then you can click on that playlist and you can check out all my model plane stuff from there. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you. And oh man, that voice crack, I do apologize guys, man. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.